everyone, welcome to First Page Fundays, where I highlight the first page of a fiction book, generally Christian fiction, because that's a lot of what I read, but you never know what I'm going to take off my shelves or from my mailbox to highlight. Today is a First Page Fun Day and combined with an unboxing, because this was book mail, So I have a feeling I know what this is, and if this is what I think it is, I am so excited. So let's dive into this and see what we got. This is a order that I made, probably a pre-order from Baker Bookhouse, because I do a lot of pre-orders for my Christian fiction there. So let's dive in and see what this one is. It is what I was hoping for. Okay, let me take there we go. Oh my gosh. I'm going to gush. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. I'm going to gush. Okay. Here's the book. This is Every Hour Until Then. This is book 5 in Gabrielle Meyer's Timeless series. I have read every single one of them. I read them the moment they come out. This is a new release. I pre-ordered it months ago. It released May 2025, and I'm just so excited about it. Okay, so this is a Bethany House published book. It is a Christian fiction, romance, historical. I'm going to say it's kind of a speculative fantasy historical romance. Okay, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Actually, they might say in what the book's about. So we're going to read what the book's about first. Gifted with the ability to time cross between Victorian-era London and World War II Washington, D.C., Catherine faces two lives fraught with danger. In 1938, amid the looming shadow of war, Catherine is invited to the London Museum as a guest curator to create a groundbreaking exhibit on Jack the Ripper and his reign of terror. As she delves into her grim research, she uncovers a chilling truth. Her own sister is destined to become the Ripper's final victim decades earlier. In 1888, in a race against fate, Catherine is assisted by her handsome childhood friend in hunting down history's most elusive killer. As they unravel the thread of mystery woven through time, Catherine must decide if she'll unmask the murderer history has chosen to hide, forfeiting a life with the man she loves to save her sister. Oh my goodness. All right. Oop. So I pre-ordered, and let me just give a plug for pre-ordering. I love this series. Like I said, I pre-order them the moment there's a pre-order announced, which, by the way, she's got a book coming out, book 6, in October, November timeframe, and I've already got it pre-ordered. So, but if you have an author that you're wanting to support and you would buy their books new, I highly recommend going to Baker Bookhouse and pre-ordering them. You almost always get a discount, and it's usually somewhere between 20 and 40% of a discount, which is really great for a new book. I'm all excited. I'm getting lost in thought here. But I definitely recommend that you do it. The earlier that you pre-order, sometimes that'll put you in where you get pre-order gifts. So like in this instance, I have a sticker, I have the book plate, signed book plate, and I have a bookmark, which, by the way, here's her series. This is the one coming out in October and November. So these are awesome. Okay, I'll get back to gushing in a second. Sometimes you can get they'll put other gifts in. There's been times when I've gotten like cloth bookmarks, or there's just so many things that they could actually put into a pre-order. You just never know. But the main purpose of pre-ordering is to support your authors. And I like to get the discount, but also supporting your authors, because this is one of the best ways to do that. Pre-order sales are very important to the authors. Okay, so I'm getting all excited. Let's take a look at that first page, shall we? Look, we've even got a family tree. Don't look at the family tree if you haven't read the other books yet. Okay. Chapter 1. October 31st, 1887, London, England. A cold wind rattled the window frame in my bedroom at 11 Wilton Crescent as the edges of the tree branch scraped against the glass. I burrowed deeper under the thick cover of my bed, unable to take my eyes off the book in my hand. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde had been published last year by Robert Louis Stevenson. But it was my first time reading it, and I was both enthralled and terrified. I had to remind myself that the story was just that, a story, and there was nothing to be afraid of. There was no madman terrorizing London. My candle flickered and then died out, leaving only the soft glow of embers in my fireplace to light the room. I'd been reading for so long the wick had burned to the bottom and would need to be replaced. As the wind continued to howl, I lay for a moment in the darkness, wondering if I should set the book aside and go to sleep, or if I should get up and look for another candle. It was after midnight, so if I went to sleep, I would wake up in my other life in 1937, and I would have to wait for an entire day to return to 1887 to finish the story. I was working on an important exhibit at the Smithsonian Institute with personal items belonging to George Washington, but not even that fascinating project could hold my attention if I couldn't finish Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's story tonight. How fascinating. All right. So if you like this video, please take a moment to hit the like button down below. And also, if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, it'll let you know when I post my first page Fundays, when I post my unboxings, or in this case, my combination. Or if you just want to say hi, that's okay too. I love your comments. I read and respond to them all. What did you think of what we read? Have you read anything by Gabrielle Meyer? And if you've not read this series, I highly recommend it. Or if you just want to say hi, that's okay too. Ordinarily, I would tell you if I'd reviewed the book, or which in this case I have not because I haven't read it yet. But I am going to gush a little bit to tell you I highly recommend, highly recommend these stories. Gabrielle is just fabulous. Her stories are gripping, they're romantic, she's a master with her storytelling. It is considered like speculative fantasy because, as you see, these are time crossers. So this is a person who lives in two different time frames, and the rules of the world there, the rules of their gift, as she calls it, are that when they hit a certain age, they live between the two time frames. So every day they wake up in the other time frame. They go to sleep, they wake up in the one time frame, they go to sleep, they wake up in the next time frame. So they do that for their entire childhood up until some of them are early 20s, some of them are mid 20s. It just kind of depends on the characters, I think. But when they hit a certain age, they have to choose which time frame they're going to live in. And so that's been pretty gripping. You don't, sometimes you think you know which one you want them to pick, and then something will happen and you'll be like, oh my gosh, they can't pick that one, they gotta pick the other one. The romance is awesome. How she juggles. There's usually a romance in both timelines, and you kind of know which way they're leaning, but that's what I love about it, is that you just don't know. She's so great at that. I'm at the edge of my seat. These books I go through, I'll pick this up. I will probably be done with it in 2 days because I'll read right through it. I love them. Am I gushing enough? And there's something different in every one of them. So it's not the same old dull storyline where we're just picking up, we're picking up a new character in two new historical time frames. No. There's different things that happen. Sometimes it's historicity, it's the time frames are going through. Like this one, she's dealing with Jack the Ripper, which is going to be gripping. It's going to be gripping. The one coming up in November is a guy, and I think all of them previously have not been. Yeah, they've not been guys. This is the first time she's going to have a guy being the main character crossover, time crosser. She's had twins. She's had, I can't really say anymore without giving away spoilers, and I don't want to do that. I definitely recommend this. Now, one more thing I will say is that if you have not read this series, you can read them as a standalone. You absolutely could. But I would highly recommend that you read them in order, because they are tied together. All of them are tied together in some form or fashion. As you saw in this one, there's a family tree. So you don't look at that because that's got some spoilers from the previous books. So I definitely recommend start from the beginning. They're all excellent. You won't be disappointed. Yeah. So I think I'm done gushing. Okay, so that's it for today's First Page Fun Days. You guys are so awesome for sticking in here and listening to me blather about this. Thanks so much for watching. You have a great day.